Hey everyone, it's Bob from Sawdust Garage Studios. Today we're back in the shop and I'm showing you how I built my miniature cedar planter. So for this project, you're only going to need one board. This is a 1x4 cedar board. I got this from a local supplier, but you could usually find this at any of the big box stores as well. The cool thing about this is you can almost get exactly 2 of these planters out of one 6-foot board, which is pretty cool. For cutting everything, I use my miter saw and my table saw, but you can also use a jigsaw or circular saw, handsaw, whatever you have available. For assembling it, I'm going to use my brad nail gun. These are 1-inch nails and some Tite-Bond 3 glue. Also in the description of the video, I'll put a link to the plans showing the cut list that you're going to need and how I assemble everything. So for now, let's get cutting and I'll show you how I put this all together. So here we are over at the table saw. I'm going to begin by setting the fence to 1 3/8 inch wide. We're going to take a full board and we're going to push it through to about the halfway point. And then I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to make another cut at that same 1 3/8 inch wide. I like doing this. I feel it's a little bit safer instead of trying to push a full board all the way through the table saw. I just like to cut to about the halfway point like that, and lift up, flip the board around, and then make the remainder of the cut. This is going to yield 2 pieces. That's going to be enough to cut out the legs for the piece, and then also for the top trim piece on the planter. You're going to be left with a small sliver piece, and that's actually going to be used for the supports underneath the planter. That's going to help hold in the little plastic pot from falling all the way through. So here's my laser setup. This is the Thunder laser bolt. This is a desktop laser. Over here I got my laptop queued up with Lightburn. On here I created a file with all the different labels that I want to put on all the different planters. I'll have this file available in the link in the description. It's going to be to Etsy, so anybody can download this if they want to use any of these files. So the one we're going to be carving right now, I have it queued up. It says Born to Wildflower. So we're going to head over to the laser here and get it set up. Inside here, made a little jig out of MDF, and it just has a square on it. So it basically just helps you just place your piece in there, that's already set up in light burn for the positioning of that. So let's get carving and check it out. So here we are starting the engraving process on the laser. This whole program is going to take about 1 minute and 30 seconds to run its course. You'll see at the bottom of the laser bed here, I have a piece of MDF that I had cut out that rectangle that fits that size of the blank perfectly. So that's referenced in light burn. So now all I have to do is swap out the graphics that I want to use, and it's always going to be centered exactly where I need to go. And this is great for repeatability. So back on the workbench here, we're going to start by assembling the 4 sides of the planter. I'm going to use some Tite-Bond 3 glue on each one of the sides, and then put 2 of the 18 gauge 1-inch brad nails into the sides just to help secure them. So once all 4 sides are assembled, I'm going to flip it upside down, and now we're ready to install the legs. I'm going to throw some Tite-Bond 3 glue on it again, and then for each one of the legs, I'm going to use 3 brad nails to secure them. So you notice I have a blue mat on my workbench. This is a project mat made by Rockler. The nice thing about it is it's a silicone mat, so if you get any kind of glue on it, it peels right off once it dries. It's also really nice when you're doing any kind of nailing on a project. It keeps everything nice and secure from sliding around. I have a butcher block countertop on my workbench, so things were sliding around, so I picked one of these up, and night and day difference. So highly recommend. I'll throw a link in the description of the video for that as well, for anybody who's interested in picking one up. So now we're on to assembling the top of the frame of the planter. These are the 4 pieces that I have a 45-degree miter cut on each one of the sides. I'm going to add a little glue and then just a brad nail into each one of the corners just to help secure it. Again, that project mat's coming in handy right here, keeping everything secure while I'm nailing it together. For the frame, I like to assemble that first. Keeps everything square, and then I can add that whole entire unit directly on top of the planter. So here I'm just going to add some glue around the top edge again. I tend to kind of glue and nail everything. I know you could probably just get away with nailing it, but I just like to reinforce it with just a little bit more glue. So throw a couple brads on the corners and then along the sides, and then we should be good to go here. So now we're on to the last part of the project. These are just going to be the 2 little supports that go underneath the planter. They're going to help secure the plastic insert from being able to slide out the bottom. So I'm just going to throw a little glue on the edges and then just a brad nail into each one of the ends just to help hold them. So that wraps up the assembly. I will just do a quick check on the plastic pot inserts. So the black one there is from Amazon, and the green one's from a local nursery that I sell to. Here's a quick little tip. It's a trick I learned. If you don't have any wood filler and you want to fill in your nail holes, just put a little glue into each one of the holes, and then just take some 120 grit sandpaper. And as you sand, the sawdust is actually going to work its way into those nail holes. And then when the glue dries, you have a nice solid surface. Hey, that's right, I forgot. It's probably time we wrap the video up. So there you go. That's how we built the Cedar planter in the shop today. I just want to show you some of the other examples of the faces that I laser engraved on them. I'll include a link to the file in the video. I actually also include a link to these 4-inch plastic pots that I use. They fit inside the planter nicely. And the cool thing is at the end of the season, you take the plant out, dump it, keeps the inside clean, pop it back in, you're ready to go for next season. So if you like what you saw today, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and as always, I wish you all happy building.